Hi, it's Dan from Classic Film Photography by Dan, and today I'm going to talk about the Cine Kodak Reliant double 8 movie camera. This camera takes no batteries, it's a wind up. It takes double 8 film, which I will show in a second. It takes a D mount type lens, which is a screw lens, and I have a 6.5 millimeter lens on this with the f-stop of 1.9, which is a wide angle lens, and it opens up pretty good. Okay, so another thing about this camera, when you look through this, you're not looking through the lens, you're just looking through the viewfinder. So if you have a zoom lens or a wider angle lens on here, you make sure that you realize what you have on here, because you're not looking through the lens itself. Okay, so to load the camera, if you're going to turn this, push it out, and here's the film. Now you should have a take-up spool when you get your camera. Here's the film compartment, and here's the film gate where the film goes behind. So this takes double 8 film. Double 8 film is 16 millimeters in width. However, you cannot use double perforated 16 millimeter in an 8 millimeter camera. It will not work because the perforations are different. So what you're doing is you're shooting one side of the film, and after 25 feet, you flip it over, you shoot the other side of the film, and that gives you a total of 50 feet. So if you're using a reversal film like Ektachrome, when you get it developed, what they will do is they will split this down the middle and splice the two 25-foot ends so you could project it. If you're using a negative film, what they will do is they will develop it and scan it, and it will come back on a what they call a lab roll, that you can't project a negative film. So to load the film, and you could tell what side you're on, it could only go in one way because the size of the roll are different. So you want to follow these arrows into your take-up spool. So you want to give some film some slack. You want to open the film gate. You want to make sure the film is behind the gate and around this loop. And you want to close the film gate, and you want to just give it a little bit of a tug. You want to make sure that it's caught in the sprockets and behind the film gate, otherwise it won't work properly. So to make sure it works properly, I'm going to just wind this up a little bit, and I'm just going to give it a quick, okay, there you go. See it moving? Okay. So you want to put this in your take-up spool. Make sure it's in there. Okay. And then I'll do a test wind. Okay, perfect. So you put your cover back on, you close it, you turn it to lock it, and you wind it up. Now there's the film counter on here, so you want to set it to F for full. And your frame counter is 16 frames per second. Is your normal speed. So it's 1/30th of a second. So there's another thing. Do not use this as a guide. This was film that is no longer in use, and the ASA or ISO rating are totally different right now. So there's light meter apps on your phone, or this is a good light meter. So you want to shoot at a 30th of a second is for 16 frames per second on a. So you would just dial in your ASA ISO here, and then you would go by your f-stops on here. So you're going to take your, usually get about 15 to 30 seconds on a wind up per wind. Okay, I just made a little error. When I said to set it on F, the F needs to be to your right here like this. I had it up on the top. I apologize for that. So that's your starting point. Okay, you'll notice when you get towards the end, you'll actually hear the film run out. Okay, I don't know if you heard that. You'll hear the film coming out. So your first sight is done. So you want to unlock this. See, the first 25 feet is done. You want to open your film gate. Here's your first 25 feet are done. So you want to put your original film spool here. You want to flip this over. Do the same thing. Oops. Make sure your film gate's open. You want to get some slack. Behind the gate. Okay. Give it a little bit of a, okay, so we're in. The film got a little, so remember the spool could only go on the one way, so you got to make sure you're on the right. There we go. Okay. Make sure you're on F. Now remember, the first 10 or 15 seconds are not going to be usable because they were exposed. So you want to run a few seconds before you start to shoot again. Okay, so the second sight of the film is done. So we're gonna open our So when you shoot both sides, you should have the original film canister, the film that you bought. just a word of advice: don't tempt yourself to get expired Kodachrome from anywhere and try to shoot it. And Kodachrome cannot be developed, and you're just wasting time and money. If you're looking for a double 8 film, places like the Film Photography Project sells double 8, and they also do scanning and developing. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, you could just leave a comment down in the comment section. But thank you for your time, and I hope this was helpful. Thank you again. Bye.